All right, welcome, ghouls, demons, and fellow weird ones. All right, this is what, part 4 of my fall winter 2025 weird candle collection. This is going to be, so this is going to be probably like one of the last ones for like some of these smaller pieces, and then I will do individual. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I have like my big towers that are, I have some here and then I have some over there. Figure out how I'm gonna do their story time. Because I don't know. I don't need to explain all this, but I like to. This is how I operate. It's just an inner monologue externalized at all times. This is what it's like to be around me. So with that, maybe I'll use my new nifty AI tool that Riley's convinced me is okay to use, despite my hesitancy with AI use of almost any kind. I'm weird about AI. That's a whole other tangent that I could potentially podcast about if you want to hear about it. But maybe I'll like have like the long videos for these like bundles that I've done, and then I'll have the AI break it up into clips. Blah blah blah. It's just more videos. It's just more content. It's just more of the same stuff all the time. I don't know, whatever. I'm figuring out how to navigate all of these things without getting caught up in the, I don't know, the efficiencies of it. It's all a learning process, but every time I learn, like, well, this is what you should do, this is how other people do it, this is how it works, I'm just like, because you see the same fucking clip 1,000 times, but you make more money off of things, it's the same video. In a slightly different clip, you slightly altered it, and both of them went viral for the same fucking thing, and then you get money. It's weird. So whatever. Where do we start? Where do we start? Now that I went on a tangent. All right, let's start with the King and Queen of Cups. All right, so this is the King and Queen of Cups. Here they are. Let's see. Actually, so. How did I have you? Oh, okay, so the queen threw me because of the subtlety of her colors. So the king is, I think, a little bit more obvious to the eye, but they're down here. So they both have crescent moons, and then they're both, so it's moon and water symbolism throughout the entire cups. Because cups is water element, water is moon, like, so there's all these different elemental associations on top of the tarot association, which then could go into the astrological association. But these are deeply healing candles. These are emotional intelligence candles, introspection, reflection, emotional fulfillment, embodying your emotional plane, not being afraid of being sensitive. So anyone who's needing energetic connection or meditation with it, or etc. King and Queen of Cups, or maybe again just the acknowledgement that you are proud of yourself or how much you've grown. Either way, man or woman, masculine, feminine. Maybe you're learning to embody your intuition and trust that woman's intuition and that sensitive feeling that has ultimately never done you wrong when you do listen to it. Or there's the King of Cups, who is leading people into a state of emotional intelligence, which ultimately nurtures and nourishes the material world. So we live in a really weird material existence right now, and I believe it's because, in a way, in a sense, we're in a drought, metaphorically speaking, spiritually speaking. And so the King of Cups is the one who takes action to nurture the land. Essentially, that's like one interpretation of it. There's so many different representations of these elements. That's just like one way to view it. Where the feminine is that that healing energy. It's the womb. So the Queen of Cups could be good for like womb healing, or Lilith astrology healing, especially like my Lilith is in Cancer, and so this could be a significant candle for that emotional healing and embodiment. Again, it's not just all about healing and work that you need to do. This could just be acknowledgement of how far you've come. So you can buy yourself a little treat and just be proud. Again, gratitude, because again, we're at the time of the year of reflection, and the fall winter is about gratitude, introspection, reflection, and preparation once you get to Capricorn season preparation for the new world, like what stuck from our last cycle, and that's what's gonna stay. And then you tell that information to Aquarius, and then Aquarius tells you all the new perspectives you need. And then Pisces is the flood that wipes all things away, Aries new beginning, etc. So depending where you're at, you can align these within those elemental cycles, because some of these candles, depending on how you burn them, you don't have to start them and then burn them all the way through. You can, I have people who still have their very first candle that they ever bought from me 3 years ago, and it's because they only light it at certain times. So these aren't things that you have to light and then burn out. Like, you can revisit them. They're like, it's a tool. You don't use a hammer once and throw it away. Sometimes you need the hammer at multiple or different times of your life. Same with these candles. So that goes back into the talisman aspect of the candles, and not the candle spell for higher aspect of the candles. Like, I'm really trying to find a way to express that differentiation in some of the other candles on the market, or with me having the spiritual, witchy, oracle, high priest, etc. Whatever fucking title. I don't know what title people want to give me. I don't know what title I deserve. So whatever it is, I just know I'm an artist, a dreamer, a writer, creator, who sees all these different symbolisms of potential placebo or just psychological healing, whatever it is. However you want to, however I'm easily digestible, I don't care. But they're nice, and they're soft, subtle fragrances. This one, again, this gives more, it's a similar fragrance to the Siren, this Moonflower. If I could get my book, hold on. There's Moonflower, I'm pretty sure I put Moonflower Nectar in both of those for that similar water element. There's you guys. What the fuck? Sorry, here you are. I'm sorry, Suna, I'm good. Okay, King of Cups, Petrichor, Evergreen, and Apple. That's what it is. It's the Petrichor. So it's the Siren, not the Cancer one, I believe. And then the Queen of Cups is Vanilla Orchid. Another win for candle science. Like I said, I was not happy with a lot of them. So when I found a win, I want to acknowledge it. So Queen of Cups, win, Vanilla Orchid. Beautiful, subtle, peaceful fragrance. King of Cups, it's Petrichor, Evergreen, and Apple. It's musky, it's wood, like kind of, I don't want to say woodsy, but it is woodsy to me. So it's like those oceanic cliffs, forests. So again, we can think of like this. I've never been to the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I've never been up that way. Oregon, Washington, British Columbia, Canada, up there. Michigan. I've been on the East Coast a lot. I'm from the West Coast, essentially, in a way. I'm from New Mexico. But I've never gone farther west than Arizona and Nevada. And that's Las Vegas and Phoenix, baby. Like, that's as far as it went. So I don't know why that fragrance reminds me of that so much, but King of Cups is giving Seattle, it's giving Nirvana, it's giving Kurt Cobain. Take that as you will. All right. Interesting how much water energy and symbolisms here. This has to be due to the Saturn thing, Pisces Saturn. Okay, so let's go into the woolies, the wacky woolies. I made this for my best friend. This is for my friend Carissa, and this is Athala. I will say that for her because she's gonna watch this. And anyway, this is just I don't want to air too much of her personal business out here, but she's been going through some significant ancestral healing awareness and insights, and her Celtic origins, her Irish roots, her Scottish roots, like this mixture of this Nordic Celtic like experience, because she's very Slavic in her physical presentation, and that's kind of the only ancestry she's ever really known, and she's learning about the other side of her heritage and the complexities of her ethnicity and gene pool, I think, with a lot of melting pot Americans are understanding, and not just Americans, but specifically America, like we're noticing it, but it's all over the world. There's a melting pot of human genetics and races and cultures everywhere. So this was just kind of like a, I don't know, just something nice. I want it to be happy and peaceful. The big sheep on here is lucky and crazy. So she's crazy lucky. And I think that that's important. And it's also the full spectrum of emotions. There's a rainbow. She's an occupational therapist. I want happy, positive new beginnings. I want her to experience the full spectrum of life. She's a Sagittarius with a Pisces moon. And so this is also connection to her artistic expression as a painter. She's a beautiful painter. But also like the moody colors, because she's fall and has like more of a warm autumn tone to her paintings. Like she doesn't do watercolor, neon, but she doesn't do like a lot of winter tones. She's a quirky, vibrant fall person, and I think that that's really cool. So it's like, I guess it's Universal Studios Harry Potter in a way, because it's like Disneyland and oh, well, Halloween Town. Halloween Town's perfect. She's like a spooky but still colorful Victorian woman. I don't know. That's my best friend. So it's pumpkin cashmere. Did I mix this with something? I don't think this one, because I made her two. So no, this one is just pumpkin cashmere, which I like. So I like the pumpkin cashmere. It's subtle, it's calm. That pumpkin buttercream and pumpkin spice is way too fragrant, artificial sweet fragrant for me. But this pumpkin cashmere is sweet. It is so calm and refreshing, and what I fucking wanted out of a pumpkin scent, or a fall fragrance, I should say. So, Woolies, this is 12 ounces. This is a present, but if I was to charge for this, see, it would be $60 in person, or $65 in the store to cover shipping. And that is because it is 60 hours of burn time, roughly, and then all the other value that goes into it. So then the second one I made for her is one of these Scooby-Doo ones. And it's for her Bubba. Oh my god. It's because I said Bubba. This is my Bubba. If you can see his butt in the camera covered in catnip. Yeah, talk about you, Valus. So my Bubba Valus, but her Bubba, Boris. Okay. She has a dog named Boris after the original Frankenstein. He's a dopey, derpy Great Dane, and I love him. He's precious. And I'm writing a story about him that is very Scooby-Doo-esque because of not only Carissa's like spooky vibe, but also Boris as this dopey stoner Great Dane, you know? So this is the Boris candle. The wax is black. Boris is a gray and black spotted Great Dane, so that's where the color came in. But he has like a blue hue to him, so there's the blue bat. Bats are significant for the essence of Eddie from fucking Stranger Things, and Eddie Munson. So his bat candle that I made her, for those who know about the Eddie Munson candle I made, she was one I made it for. So I kept that symbolism in there. But also I thought it gave like Spooky Island vibes, like Scooby-Doo Spooky Island, but also the other colors of Scooby-Doo. So yeah, these bowls were given to me by Meredith at the Nashville Flea Market. They're vintage bowls. They have like the Warner Brothers studio store at the bottom. They have 2000 is the date on there. I don't know how antique, or I don't know what they're worth, the bowls itself, but I got two of them and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was fun. And it's like, it's an ice cream bowl, and I don't know, I thought it was cute. And because it has Scooby-Doo on it, and like the story I'm writing for Boris, and just my friend and everything that she's been going through, I wanted to give her something great. And I also love that the colors match. Like, these are two separate universes that came together. And that's Carissa and Boris in a nutshell. Like, her and him had like a special bond in this really kind of quirky, artistic way that I think is really cool. So I wanted to honor that, and so I put all the different rainbows, and again, all the spooky symbolism, all the skulls, all the scary stuff that you would stereotypically see in the Scooby-Doo cartoon and movies and stuff like that. So this fragrance, I did mix this one. This one is, where are we, Boris? So it's the pumpkin butter. This is the pumpkin butter cream that I wasn't a fan of, but I mixed it with the cranberry woods, and it gives it a really nice fall fragrance. It took, like, the cranberry woods balanced it out enough to take away some of that, like, annoying artificial fragrance that I don't like, that other people may enjoy, and no hate, no anything, all noses are different, right? But I have to an extent, unless someone gives me a specific fragrance. If you give me a specific fragrance, I don't care if I like it or not, I will do it for you, and you are entitled to enjoy what you enjoy. If I'm making it not for someone in mind, when someone didn't give me a specific fragrance, if I am making it, I have to like the scent or I will lose my shit. So that's why I had to make sure I liked it. This one has quartz halite, snowflake obsidian, which so Boris looks like a snowflake obsidian. Absolutely. If we had to give a crystal of what he looked like, snowflake obsidian, absolutely. And so this is, it's for courage and bravery and, self-love and authenticity. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are very authentic, original individuals who are one with their emotions. They don't give a fuck. I'm scared, bitch, fuck you. And I love that energy. Carissa is direct. Boris kind of, I just pictured Boris and like his reactions to his responses. He's quite animated, and so that's all the love and intention that goes into those candles for Carissa. So that goes into the second Scooby-Doo bowl, which is on the store. This one's Matthew Lillard. In honor of Shaggy. I didn't want to name it Shaggy specifically. I really wanted to make sure I named it Matthew Lillard because of the significance of that man in our pop culture. And when I was making this, I saw my friend Madame Rue. She's on TikTok. I believe she's on YouTube. I'll try to tag her. I'm still figuring that out. So if I fuck that up, she's on my TikTok. You'll see her. I'm loud and proud of my TikTok, which I'm super grateful for. She had posted something about Matthew Lillard in a few of her contents that she was crafting on TikTok that day, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna name this Matthew Lillard. And you can't tell, because this is another one that the Suge Knight dust altered the color of the top, which I kind of like that, because there's that illusion of, there's like Scream energy in there. Again, Matthew Lillard. So there's the cloak, the black cloak of, Ghostface, but then underneath it's just Shaggy, with this green, lime green. It's a lime green wax. So as you burn it, you might see some swirls and like smoke effect with like the dust, but as it burns down, the green will rise to the surface, which I think is really fun. The R rune, what I liked about that rune pull and the connection to it is it was like Rut-Row, Raggy, or like all of those other like Scooby things. So I felt like the R really attached to that essence of it, but also it's travel. Right? Am I remembering correctly? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm still in this. Maybe it's because everything's connected. I don't know. But just Sagittarius energy. I don't know a connection to Matthew Lillard and Sagittarius energy or what that was. I gotta refigure that out because now I'm kind of confused. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I wanted this to kind of give like graveyard vibes as well. It's not just like incorporate the pop culture energy of Matthew Lillard, but Scooby in itself, Scooby-Doo in itself, Shaggy in himself, but horror in itself and the shadow aspects of what these fun horror movies teach us, and just like the warm light that Matthew Lillard has been in like our society. Like there's a lot of people that he's inspired. I'm definitely one of them. I think there's a lot of people out there. So that's why I named the candle out for him in association with the traditional Warner Brothers Studio ice cream bowl. And then again, all the symbolism. So these are 24 ounces of wax. So I believe I did put it at 125 for shipping and the magical sachet that comes with it and everything. This is going to be a longer burn time candle. This is quite a big bowl. And I know that might seem like a lot, but there's a decent amount of crystals and everything else in there as well. It's mainly because of the wax size on the price of it, but it gives you So it's approximately 120 hours of burn time. And that can depend on how you burn it. But this candle would last you for quite some time. And this one, okay, so this is another one where the baby powder took over, but it's redwood, lavender, baby powder, cedar, and evergreen. This one isn't a strong like baby powder scent. It is in there. You do smell the other fragrances, but what I've learned is that baby powder fragrance is that when it dries in the wax, it takes over the other scents. Not so much when it was melted and I was pouring it. So I don't know what that means for when it burns, but it kind of gives like the freshness, again, that new beginning. It would be like, so it's a redemption period of Shaggy. So Shaggy, you know, maybe he finds the man behind the mask, he faces his fears, there's Shaggy elements in there. If we're gonna attach the Scream element to it, it could be the fact that Stu is being revamped in the new Scream. That was, you know, I don't know, it could be like what is it, a reincarnation, a reawakening, refreshness, because like that's what baby powder is it's cleanliness, it's figuring all those things out. But it could also be what someone uses to cover up like weed smell, and I don't know if people typically do, but like there is that like, oh, I gotta mask what's underneath, and so it could be a release of that mask and all the other symbolisms associated with the candle. So there's a lot of different ways you could take it. Again, courage, mastery, achieving your goals, courage, the cowardly dog, and then the cowardly lion. So there is like that bravery essence. So there could be like some Leo energy, but then there's, I don't know, it depends on what you associate Shaggy with, and it could be just finding your inner voice, so to speak, an inner sense of or like just what would that be? What am I trying to fucking say? I guess like no, because that's Velma. That's not the same thing. But because like Shaggy and Scooby have always known like who they are, so it's not like it's not making a stand or finding your voice. It's like I guess it's that acceptance of your role as the clown. So if you're like a more goofy or comedian, or people maybe don't take you seriously, that's kind of like the vibe. This could be a really nice healing candle for those components where it's like, listen, I don't care if you don't take me seriously. I don't care if you think it's crazy that I'm afraid right now. I'm terrified. I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it even though I don't want to. That's a very heavy Aquarius energy. Shaggy could be more Aquarian based. I could see that. I don't know though. I don't know how it all ties together, but these are just different things that came to mind. But there's also a really nice gold sheet obsidian in there. That thing is actually pretty huge. I forgot how big that was. So yeah, there's some really cool stones in here as well. But yeah, so this would be like kind of what this candle would be good for. And like I said, it's gonna last you a decent amount of time just because of the size itself, because the bowl doesn't, I know it tapers here, but it's a full bowl of wax. So all right, got one more before I unfortunately have to get to my day job, and then that is almost a week for me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for when that day comes. So anyone who wants to help me get rid of my day job, please go subscribe to my blog for my writings. That's the easiest way to support me with passive income, or get some weird merch, order a candle. Find whichever way you can to support me. I'd appreciate it, because I don't want to be there, so I can do more of this that I think people enjoy. I hope you enjoy it. So this was a handmade pottery thing. It says Emerson Creek Pottery, Virginia. It's Buford, or I don't know. I can't. It's cut out. It's like can't see it. But this is Freya. So this was handmade. These remind me of dragonflies. I don't know if they're supposed to be dragonflies. It kind of seems like they are, but I don't know. She is gorgeous. Just in every way, shape, or form. I'm absolutely in love with this. It looks like a little honey pot, which I think is fun. But name it Freya because Freya is associated with dragonflies. I had dragonfly as a spirit animal in 2023, and which associated with Freya. And one of the runes that almost looks like an F, and so I thought that that was like a really nice synchronicity for fertility and all those other Freya and F symbolisms. So through dragonfly, it's connected to water, so that's again Pisces Saturn return. So there's other symbolisms within there, but this is more of like a nice pond or a stream or a creek. This isn't ocean, this is water in the land. This is full integration. So I also feel Capricorn energy within here. The lightness of the blue and then the greens. It's winter Capricorn, not frozen winter, like cold winter without snow, essentially. Or maybe even like the final endings of winter right before spring. That could be another one. So good rebirth energy. Again, we're talking about fertility, abundance. This is for Freya workings. Like there's a lot that you can do here, but I mainly associate with like that deep emotional healing that allows you to fully embody your own god and or goddesshood. It's accepting yourself as who you are and your place and your purpose in this world, and not, instead of trying to fit into the world or change yourself, you're figuring out how to make what you were designed to be fit in the world, if that makes sense. Like you are being who you are with your purpose, and you're showing everyone how your purpose, you were created and designed and manifested into this time and this place for a reason. And this is what it is. I am here to show or be or do this in this world for not only myself, but for the collective. And so I think that there is a lot of lessons of like what like Freya teaches you, especially as like a woman warrior and I mean the Norse, I don't know, I don't want to get into any of those like patriarchal politics of interpretations of things. I get it, but I don't want to get into that. But I feel like there is that balance of earth and water within her, which in a water perspective, I guess would be like masculine water, feminine water, like how it integrates into the material world. Because if earth and water, okay, so we're getting into deeper scales. So there's the yin yang, okay, so there's light dark, or there's masculine feminine, and so, but water itself is masculine and feminine, and then so water itself is feminine, and then there's feminine and masculine in feminine water. All right, so then it would just keep going, like integrating into the scales. And so in water and earth being encompassed into a feminine energy, I still feel like the earth side of things would be a more masculine representation, or the water is more feminine, but then you can see how it vice versa. So anyway, the whole point of all of this is it's the fertility energy is what I'm trying to bridge, okay? Like I'm trying to get the symbolism of essentially man and women surrendering to one another, masculine and feminine surrendering to one another, sex, it's fertility. So it's those associations of wholeness and merging with polaric opposites in that way. So I don't know if I'm making any sense with that. So, or if I'm expressing what I want to express with it. But there's some beautiful stuff in this candle. This candle, she's 18 ounces. So, oh, I forgot how much burn time that is. I can't do that quick math in my head. I'm so sorry. So let's see, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 94, 90 something hours of burn time. Sorry, that probably was so annoying. I'm not that strong at mental math in that way. So anyway, there's a lot of good stones in here. There's a rune stone. There's I don't think I'm gonna say that right. I know that's calcite. I have just some like green dyed quartz in there. I have a mushroom here. These are bluebells, forget me not, lavender. Let's see, what else? What else did I put in there? So there's moss agate, rose quartz. Yeah, so anyway, there's a lot that goes with this candle. This candle would, so it's higher burn time, probably closer to 100, because if 20, so 20 would be 100. So yeah, it's like 94-ish hours of burn time, depending on how you burn it. So there's that, the little honey pot, and you can repurpose it into a honey pot if you want. Just clean it out. You can reuse the crystals, all of the above. But yeah, so her fragrance, what is her fragrance? White oak, vanilla, and orchid. Yeah, that vanilla is really nice. It's definitely a softer scent for relaxation. Okay, so yeah, I hope that covered everything. If you have any other questions about any specific piece, please feel free to comment and let me know what you think. Message me on my website or on my social platforms if you want a more direct questionnaire about it or answers. But yeah, this is the start to my fall winter collection for these upcoming markets, and they're available in my shop. And I do custom orders as well. So if you're wanting something really specific, let me know. My orders open up at the new moon and they close in the first quarter. And then everyone's orders for that cycle are shipped out on the last quarter. So if you have any questions about that, it's on my website, but you can also let me know. Cool. I think that is it. So thank you. Stay blessed, everybody. Stay safe. And I will talk to you very soon.